Let's talk about it. Come on and shout it. I talk, you talk, we talk. Women talk life. It ain't no surprise. Baby, you could see if you would open up your eyes. You won't understand if you can't open up your mind. So let's stop wasting time when women talk live.
And welcome to another episode of Women's Talk Live Overnight. I'm your girl, April J.
I'm your girl, SassyScribe.
And this is Elle Boogie.
And she's outside.
In the car again, on the grind.
And look, I gotta keep my pulse to the streets, keep my hand on the ground.
All right.
Find out what's going on for it.
So we are starting season 2 of Women's
Yes.
Talk Live Overnights. It's like, oh great. I was like, damn, we that far. We've been going in.
We've been going
right.
in. See, with no breaks, y'all. With no breaks.
Yeah.
Because we got stuff to talk about.
Exactly. Before we get into today's show, we last week we did a show on Black sayings and
Superstitions.
And tropes.
Everything. Yeah, what we say. What we say in our households. So the top saying from last week's poll is don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash.
All day. That's a life lesson.
And I can say my mother said that my whole life.
Oh, yes.
My whole life.
Yes. I heard that plenty of times. And it's very fitting for today's show.
And you don't outgrow it. It's not like, you mind your manners or whatever. No, you don't outgrow that one. That one grows with you.
No.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right, so today's show, okay, so it's all over the news.
People aren't gonna like us after this show.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let me be clear. Let me put a disclaimer before we get into the show. That's one disclaimer. There's another disclaimer. What we're about to get into, and let's be clear. Nobody is condoning violence whatsoever. No. Okay? Do not send me no comment, no hate mail, none of us. Okay? We're not condoning.
And we're not glorifying or celebrating anyone's demise.
Exactly.
But we're not mourning either.
Exactly. So we're getting into just basically what has happened, why it's happened, and how these things will continue to happen if we don't have real honest conversations. So
and control.
So what I did, we titled today's show, which is a Malcolm X saying, "Chickens coming home to roost,"
which is another Black saying.
Exactly. So, and he said this famous quote after the assassination of Kennedy. And I don't believe he was saying it in a way of condoning what happened to him, but he was basically just commenting on the surrounding situations behind it, because there was a lot going on during that time. And even now, it's a lot going on during this time. But we want to kind of get into the shooting and killing of Charlie Kirk.
I want to interject something about the chickens coming home to roost before we get too far past that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's more along the lines of the things that you do catching up to you, the negative consequences and the negative actions of things that you do catching up to you. It has nothing to do with what type of retribution that is given to you. It's a matter of you reaping what you sow. Comeuppance, they're all unilaterally meaning the same thing. It's not, Black vernacular trying to sideswipe somebody and say, okay, we're, like you said before, we're happy or we're this or that. It's really about the consequences of your actions. And karma, however you want to put it. So many people say it different ways. You reap what you sow, karma, comeuppance, we say chickens coming home to roost. So
Yeah,
I just
so and I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't know who the hell Charlie Kirk was. I really didn't. I just happened to see it come across the news and I was just like, "Oh." And then, also realizing, I guess, when they were explaining who he was. So I did my own little research. And what I thought I would do instead of doing our WTL facts, I figured I would basically give some quotes
Hmm.
that Charlie Kirk made. These are his words. Uh, and it made me like say, okay, it's fitting. The title's
you
fitting.
now see who he is.
So the first one, his first quote that he made: "If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified."
Speaking
Now,
as the mother of a son in flight school, I find that entirely offensive.
exactly.
Well, speaking as a person who, first of all, understands and recognizes Black excellence first and foremost,
Tuskegee,
this dude is a community college dropout.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
first and foremost, people are going around saying that he was assassinated. He said that he said worse things,
Mm-hmm.
and people want us to for whatever reason be empathetic towards a man who showed zero empathy for anybody
Anybody.
that
Yeah.
wasn't a white heterosexual male.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero sympathy. I sympathize for those little babies that lost a dad, but as far as his wife, she's stoking the flames.
Oh yeah.
She's
Yeah.
stoking the flames.
Yeah,
So I
she
mean,
is.
when he said that he doesn't believe that how dumb black women are, because he said that we're not educated when we are the most educated
Mm-hmm.
of any group.
Yeah.
self-funded, educated,
Right.
self-funded,
And he went
educated.
into really quickly. He realized after he dropped out of school, he needed a way to make money, and what he did was fall into that whole bubble of white Christian nationalism, and to see the number of football teams that want to do a moment of silence when the same day babies were murdered
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
in
And
school
nobody talked about that
Right.
and
in
no one
Colorado.
talks about it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And
Fuck him.
yeah, yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, pretty much. So here's another quote: "The Great Replacement is not a theory; it's a reality. The
Philosophical.
philosophical foundation of anti-whiteness has been largely financed by Jewish donors in the country."
That's a lie.
And anti-Semitic.
That's a lie. The Jewish community, the what is it, the Anti Defamation League,
Defamation League.
Hmm.
Yes.
they are on it when it comes to anti-Semitism.
Hmm.
They are on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not
I would think to
funding
be as
white
much.
Christian nationalism because it's antithetical to their being a Jewish people. This
Yeah.
is how dumb the United States people are.
Oh.
70 million people believe this.
Yeah, they do. They do. A lot
Mhm.
of people, and I think that that's when one of Trump's thing is, if he keeps saying it over and over and over again,
Yes.
then people start to think, oh, or maybe he's right, or
That's
they'll
true.
believe him.
That's what
Because
they say. If you say a
the
lie
media
three
puts
times, it
forth
becomes the
that
truth.
propaganda.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's not just, you need media sites that are small, that are on the, like, that are in the, not just in the community but in the world, with a knowledge and perspective that's greater than what some ivory tower is telling newscasters to report. Because in that same facet, it's not just Trump and the Republicans and the, the Christian nationalists. The media didn't report about those kids. The media spent all day talking about Charlie Kirk as if he were
Hmm.
some, Dr. Martin Luther King. They didn't talk about how Malcolm X was murdered in front of his family and his children in that level of sympathy, when they were talking about how, people
Or
should,
Medgar Evers, for that
Or
matter.
Mega Ever, yeah,
in
right
front of,
in his
in his
driveway.
house. Yeah. And they, I mean, so to me, it's scary how the propaganda machine just follows suit. and how nobody's really just acknowledging the fact that this is who this person was. You can't make him a martyr. He has to stand on what he did, and that's it. And how I go when in Christian churches, I'm sure national Christian churches, may the works I've done speak for me. And those works speak for you. You can't deny what you said. You can't deny your position when you say that it's okay for children to be killed or murdered by guns as long as that gives you your Second Amendment.
There it is. And
Yeah.
he was in how God forgive me, I don't know, but when they say how God works, he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
Hmm.
And I think, and I'm not a marksman, I think that bullet ricocheted and hit his shit in the neck as he was spouting rhetoric on gun violence. The
Yeah.
irony of how he
Gang,
got
Right. No,
gang
the
is
guy
violence is the
from
biggest one of the.
loud.
now I was watching something. It was a guy who is a master marksman, and I was watching him, and he was saying that the guy wasn't actually aiming for his neck. He was aiming for it's like a portion in your face. It's like doesn't have any bone. So he was aiming for that. So he said because once it went in that part, he said your head basically explodes.
What?
But
Wow.
yeah, but he was
Oh
saying
my
that he
God.
said but he wasn't banking, but when he kind of turned, then instead of it hitting in his face, it hit him in his neck.
So that's
And he
that
said and
pink
that
mist
was
they
that
be
that was
looking for.
fatal. That I mean it he literally felt nothing. He basically just he was
Drop.
gone. He was gone.
But they always talk about snipers looking for the pink mist. So I guess that's, from a distance, if something explodes, like, you see I hate to use that analogy, but a watermelon when it's shot, and the debris and the moisture and all of that, and yeah, I'll stop there because
Yeah.
that's getting a
But you
little
know,
All
much
right,
for
and,
so
me.
the
and, and
last so
again,
the
I'm
real
glad
quick
we
so
didn't
the
get to see that because
yeah.
I won't even watch the video. I don't want to see any of that.
Oh
I
no,
mean, I'm still
I saw it.
traumatized by George Floyd.
I
Yeah,
saw
no,
it.
I saw it cuz I to me I'm like, okay, I want to see basically what people in America are capable pretty much capable of. And the fact,
We
and I
we
mean, a lot of
knew
Republicans are trying to get it taken down, but it just seems like the more they try to get it
we
taken down, the more it goes up.
we knew who this country was though.
Yeah, of course we did. Of course we did. But for me, I was just like, oh, and it was very graphic. Somebody actually they had posted different angles of it
Wow.
hitting them.
So what
Yeah.
do you do when the people that you talk most about, blacks, trans, brown, LBGTQ plus, are not the ones who
Muslims,
are the
Hispanics.
Muslims, who were not the instrument of your demise? It was somebody who was a Republican, who was white, whose father was a pastor,
Who
who
was a
was
Trump
a
supporter?
Mormon, who was a Trump supporter,
Wait a
who
minute,
come
wait
to
a minute. This is the funny part. When Nancy Mace went out and said that the left is this, that, and right, that girl, his grandmother, she went on Twitter loud. He was a conservative Christian Republican who supported Trump. She debunked that with one tweet.
yep.
And Nancy
Hmm.
Mace, well, maybe we need to pray for him and
Yeah.
understand.
You
Fuck
see that?
him.
Oh,
Now you
Charlie
want to
would tell
pray
us
for
to
him. And then
pray
you
for
got
him. Yep.
white man in Cooksville. I don't know what state that's in. Y'all was supposed to meet at 11 o'clock this morning in the parking lot at oh, what's that tractor place? What's that tractor
John
place? Not
Deere.
understanding that the tractor place that they
John
meet
Deere.
in, huh? Not John Deere. It was Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Okay.
Harbor Freight, which gives a lot of their money to left and democratic causes. But y'all was supposed to be meeting today, I guess, to fight amongst each other since y'all did it. But we
Yeah.
wanted to know was the
But
sheets coming with it and were the holes going to be in the sheets when y'all got there at 11.
and another thing that I don't want to be missed with all the rhetoric around Charlie Kirk in terms of what we missed in terms of real news, such as the shooting in the school, was also the fact that they passed to seal the Epstein files, to not release
Yep.
the Epstein files.
Hmm.
Thanks to thanks to
So
who? Thanks to
Trump. Oh.
who? That thanks to that old ass white woman who cast the deciding vote. Had
Oh,
she cast it against
Oh.
it, they would have released it. It was that close. So it was
Yeah.
like 51 to 49 or 50 to 49, something like that. And she cast the vote. What is her name? You know exactly who I'm talking about, from Maine.
Oh. Oh. I know
Oh,
who you're
what is her
talking
name?
about.
I'm gonna see if I can
I
find it.
know who you
I'm gonna
I
see
know
if I can
exactly who
find it.
you're talking about.
Yes.
Susan Collins.
Not Susan Collins, the
No, it
other
was Susan
one.
Collins. Is somebody else. I forgot.
Yeah,
I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh my gosh. You're right. I can't remember.
Gillibrand. Gillibrand.
Gillibrand. Yeah.
Gillibrand.
Okay.
She was
Yeah.
the one that cast the
Yeah.
deciding vote for
I'm just
for
disgusted
them
with the
to
whole
seal
thing.
the Epstein files, which is why it's very important that these elections happen next year so we
Hmm.
can get all this shit changed.
Yes.
We can get all of it changed.
Well, you see
And
what they.
also, really quickly, I know it's off subject, but his ass didn't go to Chicago
Oh, of course not. Of course not. He went to Tennessee. And I'm
where he needed
sorry.
to be.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. And I know we get off. But okay, the governor of Tennessee Republican, the mayor is Democrat, and you're going to get on TV and basically say, "No, it's a good thing." And I talked to the mayor of DC, which at this point I have no respect for her at all either.
None.
Um
None. I want to know how
and
much they gave her.
Oh, I'm pretty sure a pretty penny, because
They had to.
when I was there, she was getting kickbacks from developers. Um, but I was sitting there like, okay, so you are a mayor in Memphis where you have a majority of black people. Yes. And you're going to just allow this lunatic to unleash on your people,
Mhm.
your community, your constituents that actually voted you in. This is what you're doing.
Because it's not going to affect him. You see, people who agree to this, they don't get mad until it affects them. And do you know what really, really, really grinds my gears is the fact that when Trump was saying that the immigrants were taking black jobs, they really thought we were going to get out in these fields and pick fruit. They
White
really,
people ain't getting out in the fields to pick fruit.
no,
That's
when
why they started
he would
off
wait a
so with
minute.
the
The
kids can
dog
do it.
whistle, the dog whistle was specifically about us. This is what people don't understand, and what I tell people from beginning to end. This was always about race, and it was always about us. And y'all can't figure it the fuck out as to why we not fighting in the street. You can tear up every Black Lives Matter statue,
Here's
every monument. You can get rid of Blacksonian. We ain't walking. We ain't
but
marching.
but
We
here's the
brunching,
thing.
lunching, traveling.
But here's the thing. His core supporters are poor white people. He could give two
With
shits
three
about.
teeth in their mouth fighting for
It's
space.
all about classism as well, because he could
Yeah.
give two shits about the poor white people in these factory neighborhoods or like communities. He could care less about you. He thank you for your support and your vote, but he could care less about you. He don't care. He doesn't care. Of course, he don't care about black people and Hispanics, but he don't care about your poor white folks either. He could care
Well, look at the
less.
white lady in Georgia that called ICE on the Hyundai factory that was going to bring 9,000 jobs to that location.
Mm-hmm.
And she called ICE. And once she got, the heat for it, she tried to say, well, they weren't treating them right. They weren't giving them wages. When South Korea was like, you ain't sending our people nowhere. We're going to send a jet
Yeah,
to come and get our
right.
people.
And then
Those people were there to train your dumbass constituents
yeah,
to learn how to do the job to build these damn
right.
cars.
And
But
then
now
Trump
they
tried to
pulled out.
pull back and says, "Oh no, we don't want to send them all," because then he realized what reason why they were
They
there.
fucked
Oh, and,
up.
and South Korea was like, "No, y'all need to get y'all visa stuff checked
Yep.
together. Bring our people back."
Yep.
Now you got a whole factory
And
sitting there that they're thinking about closing. That's
no.
gonna
South Korea said no. They had pulled out completely.
No, I know that is like because that Hyundai like, but that is a factory, and you're not realizing that you're not only hurting the community for the people that will possibly have worked there, but you're hurting people that own restaurants where people were going to eat, housing where
Hotels,
people
housing,
were yes, where people were paying rent or buying houses. Like
Taxes.
you basically crippled.
decimated that tax base.
Hmm.
They
So
want, and this is what I don't want to. I want them to understand when Stephen Miller says that the United States is for white people. That's how fucking ignorant he is. Because it is in the United States is for the Native American, the indigenous people who were here
Yeah.
first that y'all
I hate
killed
when
off.
they actually act like there was nobody here when they
They
got here.
do. They
What in the
do.
hell? But the
They
thing is, when you talk about the need for us to really control our own narrative, it is so important that not just from a griot standpoint, from telling it verbally, we got to write this shit down and keep it written down. We got to make movies and media and art and things of that nature that capture the essence of who we are and the struggles that we go through, because if not, we're just going to be people who came and worked for free and got our ass whipped and raped so we could learn a trade, and we voluntarily came here, and mass murders, this and this. Nobody talks about white on white crime. Wasn't what happened to Charlie Kirk white on white crime? That's not even a term, but black on black crime is. You never talk about those things. And so when we don't talk about it, and other communities and other nationalities who only get their connection to us through those venues see us through that lens, and it's
yeah.
so filtered and fucked up and dusty and smudged and scratched that you don't see the beauty of who we are. And so it's up to us. I don't wait for no white person to tell me that I'm worthy. I don't need a white man to tell me I'm beautiful. I don't need a white woman to tell me that I'm graceful. I know these things because I created those things. You might get some of it because it's a trickle down effect, but this shit starts with us. It's us. And so
And
I
I'm
don't give a
tired of
hell.
our community always wanting that validation from them.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
so.
wanting us to, why can't we go here? No, we don't need to go.
Build your
I want to
own.
spend my money in places that don't want my money. Let me know loud and clear that
yeah,
you don't want my
Yes.
money. I
right.
don't want to impose myself on you when you clearly don't want me there.
And
And to
history
hear that
dictates we do
12%,
great when we do by ourselves. History dictates that. All of these
yeah, and
communities
then they
that we
burn us
did great.
down and then they flood
Yeah,
us
Exactly.
out.
Why is
right.
that? Why is that? Because we are who we are. And that's the thing. Stop erasing our history. Stop burying it. Stop flooding it. Stop, blowing it up in the middle of the city, throwing bombs in the middle of communities and occupied cities on U.S. territory. Stop doing those things and just let us be who we are.
They can't
But
because
okay.
we have to understand we as a people are resilient and we overcame 400 years. We were never supposed to get as far as we are. We were never, never.
I say 400 plus.
When I say never, 8 years under Obama is the catalyst for all of this. It is the catalyst for all of this. We were never supposed to get this far.
No, we weren't.
380,000 black women have lost their jobs since Doge, but they're not talking about that.
Of
The
course not.
black unemployment is up double,
Oh
but
yeah.
they're not talking about that.
Oh
They know
yeah.
that the majority of us are the breadwinners in the households. So if you can decimate us, you can
Mm,
decimate the community.
yeah. Yeah.
But go
Whew, I'm
back to the
sorry.
days. You know why the boycott bus worked? When people talk about we can't do what we did before, the boycott bus worked because people who did not drive packed lunches for the ones who did. The people who rode gave gas money, or service stations that were black owned did maintenance on the cars that were doing the carpooling, so that every aspect was arranged so that people didn't necessarily suffer. You can't ask somebody to give up, say, okay, well, you can't, don't buy this product, don't go to this store. And those are only two in their neighborhood and they don't have transportation. But collectively, if we start building more mom and pop businesses and supporting those things and creating businesses that are really, on our own to not to hold my own, to say it has to be businesses that are worth supporting, like, find your talent, build on it, and create something in your community and let the community prosper, we can be that again. We can do that again. But it takes us investing in us and realizing we don't have to do the status quo. Look at our music versus any other music. Look at what they did to rap. Hip hop, oh my God, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because everything that I remember from the 80s and 90s growing up was so inspiring and so empowering. And the stuff I listen to now, shit, it made me want to twerk. What the hell? Like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
So, uh, kind of pivoting
I'm
a little
sorry, we
bit.
got to come back.
Yeah, pivoting a little bit.
Could we do a
So
part two?
Trump, Trump has said he wanted to give um Charlie Kirk a Medal of Freedom or whatever.
Shit.
Yes.
So just to kind of give people now, not only his quotes, but these were his core beliefs. His core beliefs. He had condemned the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and dismissed Martin Luther King Jr. impact and legacy, positioning himself against the mainstream historical consensus regarding racial equality laws. So, these are his core beliefs. Core beliefs. Another core belief, he frequently inserts that systematic racism is a myth and criticizes attempts to expose or address institutional racism in education, media, and policing. He did these big things called Debate Me, and that's what he was doing at the time when he got shot. But
In white ass Utah on
in
a white
Utah,
ass campus with white
exactly.
ass people.
Right. So
By a white man.
his persona and on campuses and social media created an environment where race and identity are routinely weaponized for political advantage, which further harden echo chambers and disincentivize cross ideology conversations.
And you know the other thing when he did that, because he did that. Are you guys familiar with Jubilee?
Mhm.
No.
The Jubilee platform,
Mhm.
where he was one conservative against 20 liberals,
Mhm.
right? And they go one on one and debate him. That Amanda Seals just did one and clocked everybody perfectly. If you don't know, just go to
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jubilee
I saw that. I
and
saw
look
that.
them up. Mindy Hassan. Mindy
Right.
Hassan, he did the same thing with these conservatives. When you look at how this man, the thought processes and what he believed, it was indoctrinated
Mhm.
and lets you know that this whole racism thing is taught. And then he
Yeah.
was talking about how white people are fatigued. Imagine being black.
Mm.
Y'all tired.
Yeah. But
Imagine being black.
we didn't experience racism. Racism
We don't know
doesn't,
what racism is.
yeah, it
And the
doesn't
It
exist.
12%
doesn't.
of black people who are out here,
Yeah.
I
And
want
let
to
me
take
just
y'all
say
behind the
something
woodshed.
about statistics. Stop believing everything somebody says because they put a number with a percentage behind it. Fact check your own stuff. Percentages can be arranged. I took statistics in college, and yes, I'm one of them educated black women.
Mhm.
So, yes, I took
All three of us
statistics
are.
in college. Thank you. And so, statistically, I can prove whatever I want if I use the information to validate that specific outcome. So stop assuming that just because somebody spews a statistic about the number of black men that aren't involved in their children's lives is bullshit. Because first and foremost, black men are highly involved in their children's lives. You can go to any black neighborhood and see black men walking, holding their little baby's hands, going to school, baby in a coat, scarf, everything, well taken care of. Black men are single fathers. They take care of the babies that they've had with other people. They are stepfathers. They are uncles and granddaddies and all of those things to people in their family. Stop assuming that black men are statistically in jail. Black men are in college. Black men are in trades. Black men are flying planes that are they are duly qualified to fly. Stop. Just stop. Stop believing the statistics that come out because statistics can be arranged to prove anything that you wanted to have proven. Period.
Well, I
So
mean, in the words of Jay-Z, real numbers don't lie. People do.
mhm.
Unless they're labor statistics and then you get fired for telling the truth.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. And now what? And now where real numbers come out, what it's all. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's Biden's fault. Oh, it's not. It's not my fault. It didn't come from me.
Funny how Biden was this decrepit old man who didn't have two thoughts in his head, but all of a sudden is blamed for everything.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And that whole that oh my God, we could go on and on with this.
Yeah.
This man
And I
is
saw.
divisive.
Yeah, I saw on today. I think it was Kristen Roker had Gabby Giffords' husband on there, who's a senator, I think, from Arizona,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Mark Kelly.
yeah, Mark Kelly. So and I think between him and I think this really kind of shook a lot of politicians. But with him, he's like, when his wife got shot and survived, he was like, at that time, he said it was a start of something,
Yeah.
a start of something. And if and it was basically like, if we don't start bringing the temperature down in this country, this is not going to be the last incident that happens, because you have a lot of angry people out here, not just black people,
Angry
not just
white
Hispanics. You have
men.
angry white people out here. You have angry people that they don't know how to express themselves in a manner that's nonviolent. They rather just
Mhm.
go get a gun and shoot you. I mean,
And
if
that's what
you
they
look,
want to do. They
it,
they want to be able to just go and dox people, and when they open up their door, just blast them. I mean, they didn't have this much empathy for his wife when she was shot.
mm,
They
Look at the
the
two
the the,
people who
exactly.
were they the
the
senators who were
Democrats in
shot.
Minnesota. It was
Oh,
30
Yeah.
seconds in the news, and then they went on to something
they
else.
want some, and not to mention, Trump did not one time pick up
Thank
the
you.
phone
Never went to the
to say
funeral.
anything. He didn't
He
address
didn't
the
tweet about
nation,
it.
Nope.
nothing. But now,
Nothing.
you got this racist white man that pretty much his mouth cashed a check
Got
that
his
his
ass
ass
shot.
couldn't cash. So, I mean, sad to say, again, not promoting violence, but your mouth can get you in a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, he was this non-violent, peaceful, whatever.
Pillar of
The
He's
society.
tapes
damn
that
near
I saw,
Gandhi.
the hell he was. This man had a
Listen,
foul mouth.
I
He
think
he
Trump
was
did
the
this.
biggest racist.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say Trump did it, but he, the deceased, has started asking for the release of those files
Hmm.
a little too loudly to his base, and his base started to listen and question about those files.
Hmm.
And now
Yeah, same
look,
day.
the same
Yeah.
thing with
Same
Epstein.
day.
Well,
Now look at
he did say
Ghislaine.
somebody had to be sacrificed. Didn't that come out
Well,
of
I mean,
Charlie Kirk's
everybody is
mouth?
getting sacrificed except for his ass or anybody in his administration.
Well,
And I'm not calling for the violence against anybody,
I'm not
but he
either.
is the one that started
He
all of
did
this
started
violence.
this.
And then they want people, they want like Elizabeth Warren. A reporter went up to Elizabeth Warren and said, "Don't you think the Democrats need to tone down the rhetoric of the violence?" She said, "Come on, give me a break." She said, "Give me a break." Oh,
For
please. She said, "We have our president who talks about violence, and then his entire administration talks about violence, and it's our fault."
Hmm. I
Like,
mean,
how
look
did
at the
black
press conference.
HBCUs get on lockdown? But and in the South, Georgia, Florida, Maryland, all of our campuses here, the
What?
Naval Academy,
Yeah, for
and
what?
this happened in Utah, 2,000
Right.
miles away,
Like,
and
for
y'all
what?
got black colleges on lockdown. We had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
We was in school minding our business.
Yeah, it's you, boo boo. You the one
It's
that did
you.
yeah.
this. It's you.
Y'all going
Yep.
around when they said white men fight back. I said fight each other because y'all did it.
Right.
It
Who you
wasn't
fighting?
Muslim.
How you
It
mad
wasn't
at us?
gay. It wasn't trans. It wasn't
Yep.
black. It wasn't Hispanic. It was a white man.
Yeah.
Wasn't
A
illegal as you
angry
called them.
It
white
wasn't
man.
illegal. It wasn't an immigrant.
Wasn't an
He wasn't,
ex-offender.
nope.
He was a no. If you see the picture of him, he was a normal white man that just blended
No, he
in
looked
on
like
the
he was
campus.
batshit crazy, just like the little boy that shot up the school. They all looked like they had one sandwich short of a box lunch. You could see it.
Yeah, but I mean, he was able to blend
Yes.
in a
Yes.
college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
Where
like,
we would have stood out any of those, except maybe a white presenting man who was homosexual and wasn't openly, trans or anything like that, that could blend in. But anybody else, a
I mean,
Muslim,
they
a
saw the
Hispanic,
man.
Asian,
They got a video of him on the roof, and somebody saying, "Is that somebody laying on the roof?" And they were
what?
like, "Yeah, yes,
Oh,
yes."
I
They
didn't know
have a
that.
video.
I
It was
didn't
a
know
video.
that.
I saw the video of him coming off the roof.
No, there was a video where there was these two guys. They were filming, and somebody said, "Hey, is that somebody on the roof?" Another guy was like, "Yeah, but kind of look, was he laying down?" And he was just like, "Well, yeah, it does look like he's laying down." And then it was kind of like, and then it was a nothing. I was like,
But you know what? And immediately, our spidey senses as a people
"Oh
would have
yeah,
been like, let me go ahead and get out the way.
yeah." We would have been like,
Let
"You
me.
know what?
We're gonna.
Is
You
that
know what?
somebody
We
on the
ain't supposed
roof?"
to be
We
here.
were like,
I'm gonna tell a
yeah,
policeman
nah."
or I'm
Like,
gonna tell
"Nah,
an
dude, I'm
authority
out."
figure that is
With
somebody on
that,
the
did,
roof.
did
Peace.
anybody hear anything about the guys, his security team? They were like making symbols and signs
I
and
did
stuff
see
right
that.
before
I
things
saw that.
happened,
They
checking
showed
their
that on
watches.
video. They showed
Yeah,
that on
checking their
video.
watches and
Yeah, they
things like
did.
that. Like,
Yeah, one guy
That's what
like tipped his
it
hat
seems like.
and
A
then did
setup that
this.
went wrong.
to
That's
me,
what it seems like. A setup that went wrong. It wasn't supposed to go like this. It was supposed to be an example of violence. And I don't think they were expecting the consequences. But you know what they say? When you make plans, God does something else.
Yeah, yeah,
laughs.
What is
right,
it? God laughs when we make plans.
right. But this guy
Yeah.
isn't
That book has
cooperating.
already been written.
He isn't
Oh, so you
cooperating.
think they wanted to make him like a hero from being
Like
shot?
a martyr, like they
A
did Trump
martyr.
Like
with
a,
the ear
A
thing,
martyr.
because
Yeah.
Trump's ear grew
That
back
was
in
fake
three
as shit.
seconds.
That was
That
fake
was
as
fake
shit.
as shit.
Yeah,
But
come
you know
on.
what? 70 million dumbass people fell for it. The
Yeah.
United States as a whole are dumb.
Yeah.
They're on an eighth grade level. I
Right.
think that it's even worse now. I think it's more of like a fifth grade level of dumbed downness.
Mhm.
And the
Yeah.
only ones that understand and recognize
Mhm.
are black people.
Yeah.
92% of women and 88% of men. That other arc
Right.
of people, they're lost forever in the sunken place. We
You know
can't
what's
get them.
crazy? What's crazy when I
We
first
can't
saw it,
get them.
when I first saw it come on CNN and they were showing it, I was just like, yeah, another
Yeah.
white person done got
Yup.
crazy. That was the first
We
that came out because I was
we
like,
knew
it ain't us.
DL Hughley was like, we knew we didn't do this shit.
Yeah, we
We
knew it
didn't
wasn't
do it.
us.
So I
Yeah.
listened to DL, I listened to Roland Martin, I listened to
Yeah, I do
Sirius
too.
XM channel 126 with Karen Hunter, Clay Kane,
Mm.
Reese Colbert, Larry Daniels, Omi Bell, Shauna Renee, and I don't know if
go
Al
ahead,
Sharpton is
girl.
still on there or not, but they are all phenomenal. And Reese Colbert gathered this caller the other day. If I can send you the clip and you can put it in, if you can somehow put it in here, she gathered this man so well, and he started talking about Maxine Waters and how black people need to, the black leftist community needs to understand that this is their fault. She said, no, the fuck, you not gonna call up here and blame this on us. We didn't have a motherfucking thing to do with this. And I love her because
Yeah.
she clears people
Yeah.
all the time. It's a chef's kiss.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we go around with this. I mean, this is something that we can just kind of go on and on and on.
We should do a TikTok live.
We should. But this is and I mean, this is a conversation that I think um people should have. Like, I think it's just because it's so many things out there that are false, that are wrong, and I think us being silent is not going to fix it. So, and
I
we can't
agree.
be silent.
It's not going to fix it, but they are really doing their damnedest to get us in the streets, and we're not giving it to them, and they are baffled
Right.
as to why we're not in the streets. And this is why I posted the other day: black people know white people better than white people know black
Mm-hmm.
people.
Absolutely.
Y'all
Absolutely.
don't know us. You study us,
Right.
but you
Yeah.
don't
I'll
But
know
say
us.
that.
you don't have a clue. Not a
You have
clue.
no clue.
Right.
But I
And for
will say
one, when they
this.
say that we're not on one accord, we are on one accord with this.
Yeah.
I
All
will
right.
say this: you need to get
Oh
ready,
shoot.
so
I
you ain't
don't.
gotta be ready, so you ain't gotta get ready, because it's gonna
Yes,
come.
Right.
it
Just
is.
because you sitting cool, you can sit back and wait and bide your time, but understand that day of reckoning will be coming, and you're gonna have to choose a side. You're gonna have to stand 10 toes down. Period. That's what they want. That's what they building up to. It's been nothing
Yep.
but hateful rhetoric, dissension, and alienation, marginalization
Yep.
since been here, since he came on the scene, and he just exacerbated it. So don't think that just because you're not, it's not knocking on your front door right now, that troops won't be marching down your street tomorrow. Trust and believe. This is going to get a
Agreed.
lot worse
And that's
before it
my
gets better.
biggest fear. That is my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's actually going to be our poll. This week's poll is, what is your biggest fear in this environment? So that's
Oof.
gonna be that's our poll for this week. I actually forgot to put it in, but yeah, what is your biggest
You
fear?
told them what it was. They
Yeah.
listening.
So,
Then
all
listen.
right.
And the beauty of this, you can drop it in
That's true. That's
in
true.
the edit.
That's true. All right. So um my final thought of the day, I actually took a quote from Iyanla Vanzant.
Mm.
And she this is her quote. Life will let you get away with something for a while, but sooner or later, you will pay the price. Everything you do in life causes the effects that you experience. When you get the bill, be prepared to pay.
Wow. That's
The
deep.
tongue is a powerful, powerful weapon,
Oh,
y'all.
it is. It
It's a
is.
powerful weapon. Use it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
All
Speak
right, y'all.
life.
Exactly.
Speak life.
All right, so we got an amazing second season for you. We're gonna start bringing on some guests, and a lot of other things that we're gonna be doing for season two. We want to thank everybody for listening in and supporting.
Thank you
Truly, truly appreciate that.
for
All
liking,
right,
sharing, downloading,
yes,
all of that.
absolutely,
And if you want
absolutely,
to be, reach out.
yeah,
You can leave a
absolutely, yeah.
comment
Reach out
under
to us.
the show. You can go to our website
Hmm.
and leave your information if you want to be a guest and tell us why. We
Yeah,
welcome it.
exactly.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. This is Women's Talk Live overnights with your girl April J.
Your girl, Sassy Scribe.
And this is KL Boogie in the car.
All right. Yeah, outside. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Peace.
When women talk live.